form like you mentioned he had against the Pandas not too long ago. You were apt in your description as well. Team WE are going to have that first selection on the red side. Did see a Vibe band come through. A lot of marksman presence as well. The Casio. I'd like to see Monki slam the Pantheon. Everything you were talking about you want to see from Monki, I think it really is an apt description. I think he can control games really well when he can get access to that Pantheon. And that one is still up and available. But they're going to go early for Lucian here, which basically locks their bottom lane in here. Should expect Lucian Melio from about an hour.
Yeah, you can just play Ashe Seraphine. You can also play Ziggs Camille, Ziggs Shen, either one of them, honestly. So, BLG, you get pick of the litter when it comes to bot lanes, and you still got a lot of options available to you.
Yunara
can still be Ashe Lulu. It can be Yunara Lulu, but I think Yunara has just been nerfed too many times in a row for me. So, like, you can pick up your AD carry. I would rather us just pick Jarvan here. Like, BLG, slam a Jarvan game. You can play the Vi's band as well. We're going Yunara Lulu. Why are we playing? We're playing two bot lanes we haven't seen like at all for like the last 6 months.
Hey man, listen. We were talking about it a little bit with On's antics during game 1 while we were in the break. Well, you said the statement to me, it's regular season, bro. I think BLG's bottom lane is starting to think, all right, maybe we should. Hey, you know, maybe it factors into the patch that we're going to change it over to as well.
Yeah.
You know, Alk, like maybe they're like, all right, they feel like next patch, bottom lane duos are going to be more important, so they're trying Kalista Renata now. Now they're trying Yunara Lulu to get them sharp.
They've been on the meta. They've been a little bit ahead of the meta, right? When they first came into the split, they were playing all the mages. We saw that scrim bubble start to pop up where it's like BLG, Top Esports, AL are all playing Xerath, Victor bot lane. Weird how that works.
Yeah.
And we're even just going, we're just going back to the Stone Cold Classics here, baby. Yunara Lulu, Xin Zhao. Feels good, I guess. I hope WE can set up a dive because you have Lucian Melio. You need to win early. You are not going to win this 2v2 later when we're talking about 3 items on Yunara. And if there is a Nocturne that is diving, I don't really care because she is just going to have so much feel in this draft.
Lots and lots of peel. I'm excited. I do agree with your sentiment that I don't think Yunara's in a good spot as a champion, but I'm excited to see Viper piloting Yunara because this is just, you know, a hyper carry, right? And the hyper carry Viper games are few and far between this year. So we'll enjoy it as we can right now. And like you're mentioning with the draft and the pieces they put around him, we're going to get a Yunara Viper pentakill in this game. So we can get excited for that one as we get into the second phase of bans. Twisted Fate going to come off the board. I really like that ban because Team W, you're talking about the dive threat, but just like the global map pressure threat that this comp is already going to have, TF and Nocturne would have been really oppressive. So only going to have to deal with the paranoia.
Okay, Orianna, Akali band, Cassio, Twisted Fate. This is now 4 mid lane bans, not even including
Syndra
the Fearless game before this as well. Syndra is up. I am expecting that we are going to probably be seeing things like the Aries, the Syndras like you're mentioning. I'm actually really surprised, by the way, now looking at this. We have not gotten a lock or we've gotten 1 lock game from Knight. I kind of want to see more. He's a really, really good specialist when it comes to these melee mids.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I wonder if that's the look here because they're banning Syndra. I think Locke does fine into Syndra, actually, the more I think about it.
Locke runs over Syndra. She's just like Orianna. I press ritual. I throw 3 ritual nails at you. I press WE. You've now lost 40% of your HP. I walk back into my minion wave.
Yeah, and you're gonna throw scatter. I'm just gonna blink over here. I'm gonna blink over your scatter actually, and then just blow you up. Yeah, Thank you for reining me in there, Ulk. I was like, I think Syndra can. Nope, that would have been bad. So no Syndra. We'll see if the luck does end up coming out here. It's hard to predict, guys, with Knight's champion pool, especially if we're going with this idea that maybe BLG are trying some things that they're looking forward to a future patch benefiting them later on. Does that apply to our mid laner? We'll have to see. TBD. They're going to lock the Jace here, but am I mistaken? Does Knight have a Jace mid game this split? Was that the game where Viper played Akali? Yeah.
Yes, it is. They lost that game.
Yeah.
They definitely lost that game.
That was a terrible draft.
But Knight was smurfing. I think the people on the cast were like,
Jason DeGallio.
Yeah, it was Jason DeGallio, and he I don't know who your color caster was, but they're like, I don't know if Knight's Jace is that good. I'm like, you guys did not watch MSI 2023. This guy was a super smurf on this champion. Like, Knight's Jace is just way too OP. We'll see. It is a flex technically. I got a lot of flack for saying that Flandra's Jace isn't that good. I just think this year it hasn't been that impressive, and K-Man's clapback was that, well, AL just don't know how to play around a carry top laner, and I was like, yeah, maybe sure, but last year he also got to go away with playing that stupid Bruiser Jace build, so you got to play it a lot differently.
That's a good point. We'll see how flexible the Jace looks. Oh,
give it to me.
You know what?
Let's go! Let's go! I called most of this draft, actually, minus the Yunara.
No, yeah, that's why I'm not applauding the lock-in. I'm actually applauding you, Dimitri. Yeah, I think you've your crystal ball was really glowing through this draft. Yeah. Second ever night lock game ahead of us into this one, and boy, is it going to be fun. A lot of mobility across this game, especially in our mid lane matchup.
Sure.
Locke versus Ahri. That, to me, off the top of my head, all feels just like a skill expressive lane, right? Like it could go either way.
Yeah, Locke is going to have a lot of difficulty pushing Ahri out of lane, and because Ahri just has basically a free spell in her rotation called her Foxfire, she kind of just gets to dance around with a ton of movement speed. My worry for Team WE, you do not have clear engage lines with this team composition. You have an Ahri charm, which is not guaranteed, and you have Yorick, who is probably going to be on a side lane. So if you are not winning early game, if you are not diving forward and getting advantages, this team is going to suffer, and I just see a lot of mobility from Bilibili. I see a lot of ways of being able to protect. I think that the solo lanes are the weakest point of BLG in the early game, and that's tough because you're playing into Jace and you're playing into Locke. You got to get a lot done here as Monki, and you got to get a lot done here as Team WE.
Another composition from Team WE where they're trying to hit the mid-game running. They're trying to play for that snowball. See if they can find more success in this game. They'd like to keep this series alive. Game 2, BLG, Team WE, we are here. We are. Both fan bases still as loud, as passionate as ever, as they can feel the playoffs right around the corner, making every one of these games here, especially coming out from the LNG home arena, extra special into this one. And if you're a fan of how the meta started out in the bot lane in the year 2026, well, you're going to be a fan of where our observers are looking right now. We're back to Lucian Melio versus Yunara Lulu, and, well, we had some summoners traded early here.
Even through the exhaust, Viper stepped back. I think it's a very peculiar trade to go for. He kept stepping back even though About had very little attack speed. And hey, it's a 2-for-1 in the trade. I think that they do come out better, and WE are about to hit level 2 first. Ooh, okay, never mind. They're off by 1 minion.
Viper does lose access. He procced his Q there. So it's still a decent window for About to try and maybe look for a trade.
Oh my god, Shun's here.
BLG are laying a trap. Yep, Shun 3-camped and is looking bot lane, and Team WE have no idea this one is coming. We don't know either where Shun's going to come from. He's waiting on this Tribrush
all
to see
the way
if they
behind
overstep.
them now.
He's going to flag and drag. Erha flashes early. About just going to dash away, and Shun is going to take that flash as a freebie and say, I'll remember that one, Erha.
Ooh, Monkey's already a bit of ways through his clear, and I did want to note that he didn't opt for the potion to start, so he does have 50 gold just sitting in his inventory for free, which might be able to change some of these breakpoints. Oh my god, Knight has to flash. That is pretty crazy.
All right, bot side Viper's got that Q going, and Erha doesn't have a flash. The W doesn't go through. About has to burn the barrier, but he does body block perfectly enough to get his support out. Don't know if he can stand under this turret, though. He just kind of hand-wrapped gifted Viper for his blood there. Maybe thinking Monkey would be there in time, but
Monkey
let's see if Monkey can at least get this clean. Yeah.
Can he predict the Dustbringer?
No, does not have flash.
All right.
Fear.
All right.
And there's Monkey that cleans it up.
Lulu, the only thing you could have done there is polymorph them. But as soon as Monkey blows the flash, I love that Viper has the decency to just not use it. He's like, okay, I'm not doing it. We're just going to give this one up. We're going to trade towards the top side. And Monki still, I think, has a small advantage. Obviously, we getting that kill, but now needs to potentially look towards canceling his Raptors. I love iframe so much. Awesome interaction there.
Whoa, Monki. Hello. Found Shun.
Yeah, allowed.
TP'd back in. All right, allowed. Knight definitely doesn't want to fight here. Obviously wants to get his reset off as well. I thought Karis was going to have some Sixth Sense to cancel that back, but Knight will get that one off and TP back in. Monki, though, with that slight lead you're talking about.
Yeah, this is so good for Monki.
Yep, push Shun off those Raptors. Shun does have the item advantage, by the way. He actually got the back off and does have his longsword, but doesn't know where Erha is, and is going to just give up those Raptors.
Unfortunately for Shun, doesn't matter that you have a longsword. Nocturne Q plus passive just deletes the minions, or deletes the Raptor camp. So Monki now gets a kill, gets to steal enemy Raptors, has his Raptors completely protected because they messed up that fight in mid. I think WE are not that sad about the position they find themselves in. Yeah, they would have preferred their bottom lane to not die on that wave and lose out on a lot of experience and gold, but Monki's ahead, and he just recalled and bought a Tunneler plus Longsword. Like, that feels pretty damn good. Oh, Knight, if he gets one minion, he gets level 6 here.
Oh, no. He's about to bring
Good luck.
Purgatory out onto the bot lane tier 1 turret. Not even going to look for the ult. He's just going to use the Ash of Pursuit to dash in, pick up one. Viper gets another. And Lucian Melio is ruined for Team WE.
I just saw Knight's face, bro. He just dashed 3 times with the resets from the Ashen Pursuit. He got paid for that one. You're feeling good. You're now up 900 gold bottom lane, and they're going to be missing up to 3 waves worth of golden XP. Just the Lucian Melio's out of this game, like you mentioned. And now we have to see, can we either get grubs early here for Team WE, or maybe even start at the Dragon. I know that you're going to be weak early, but their bot lane's on reset. You're going to be able to push this next wave. Gotta do something.
Gotta do something. Not like this composition can really afford to even try and play slow with a rough start. Nocturne, Ahri, Lucian, even if we do feel like the Lucian's out of this game. WE need to keep the pedal to the metal, which is, again, something that historically, as of late in this matchup, they're completely fine doing, but it's hard to forget how much of this team really stalled out in Game 1. Virtually from this minute to the 15-minute point, there was a 7-minute window where BLG were just getting whatever they wanted on the map, and there was no fighting going on, and they just accrued a 5k gold lead. And I could see a similar pattern going in this game, especially if Flanders is allowed to slowly accrue a lead into Cube on this Yorick.
That was pretty cheeky there from Monki. He snuck around, got level 7 because, or level 6 because he just sat next to mid lane and soaked the XP. Doesn't seem like it's going to turn into very much. This wave is pushing away. Really wish About didn't clear this minion like that.
Viper flashes, Fear Chain gonna land, but gets him under turret. The exhaust as well, extra safety there. Viper holding onto that flash earlier is going to pay off as Knight is going to chase down Karis. Ash in pursuit for the first dash. Here comes the Spirit Rush dashes. Dashes galore. And 3 dashes to 1. Maths gets Karis away from Knight for now. Unless he backs in this Tri-Brush ward. Knight has Purgatory. Can just bring him to another realm. Shun is going to face check and find that Karis stopped his back to go back under turret, but that turret has not been saved. Flag and drag, triple dunk down. Here comes the Purgatory. Ash in pursuit forward for Knight. Gets one, resets, and picks up a double. Easy as 1, 2, 3 for BLG.
I hope we get a replay of that. No, Knight, come pick it up. Knight, come pick it up. No! All right, well, that's just going to stay there. He doesn't get the reset. He also does not get the stack because you have to pick it up. So, unfortunate there for Knight. I think About should not have hit the minion wave in that instance. He had a stacking minion wave that was pushing towards him. He should let Yunara step up a little bit further, allow for Monki to actually have the proper clearance, and hey, you lose both of the summoners off of Yunara, but you just got a triple kill, and everybody's now getting a ton of money here. This is a 1,500 gold difference here for Viper, and Knight is also getting a lot of that kill assist.
starting to feeling his bag on the lock as well. Always good when you can just sidestep an Ahri charm, shutting down any of those combos. So Karis on the back foot as well. First dragon in the game has not been in the attention sphere of either of our junglers, but it is the Grubs that Shun is going to lock down. And, well, in this game, Grubs are kind of twofold. One way to deny them away from the York, but it's always nice to pick him up with a side lane Jace as well. He's not going to go for the third one, though, because he wants to shut down the dragon take that Monki might look for.
Yeah, Karis has to now recall, and you're really strong on this, just like as a quadrant now. Like all 4 of these champions, even just by themselves, even if we remove Knight from the equation, this 3-core of Knight or Shun, Viper, and On, it's a completed Kraken Slayer for Yunara. You're just not fighting this, guys. We're getting the dragon. They're stopping them from doing this. If Monki goes top lane and tries to go for grubs, he's going to open up the pit and say, oh, there's only one grub in here. Okay, cool. My game's kind of screwed because the whole advantage he had was getting multiple of the Raptor camps. But Shun is just getting kill after assist after assist after assist, and now he's losing out on the dragon.
Yeah, he's going to make that walk over to find that lone grub. Don't think he has any camp spawns, so we'll at least be able to make sure there's no Void Mites for BLG, but like we talked about, losing access to those grubs really hurts this Team WE comp in the position that they drafted it from to play the Ahri Yorick side lane. He's actually just beelining right after Flandra. Yep, there's the Paranoia. Lights go out, tries to flash, but Monki will follow. Fear Tethered lands through. Trying to slice through the back of Flandra. Gonna have to quit the flash just to get that kill over, but Monki does in fact find the lone second kill of the game here for Team WE as they rotate their bottom lane up here as well to try and brute force this top lane turret, but I think they lose this race to Viper on the bot side. It's kind of like Knight from game 1. This guy just gets pounds of gold.
Oh yeah, this was never going to be an even trade by any means. Oh, Knight, brother, you are looking for it. Oh, that is barrier. That is every single spell coming in from About. He wants to live through this trade. I mean, if Purgatory comes out and we get the Ashen Pursuit, which should be on a 4-second cooldown now, About's probably dead. So About has to have that flash. Lulu is here as well.
Ooh. Nice kickball, though. There's Purgatory to come out. Going to flash away from Knight just to make sure that extra execute damage can't come across for About to be blown up. But that's both of his summoners down. And Shun is looking for a dive. On is going to walk through the turret, grab that aggro, and they're just going to chase About and Erha even further away. Nice fiery kickball away there from Erha to at least make sure the flag and drag is canceled. But very small wins here for Team WE. They're able to survive. That's not much in a game of League of Legends. Let's see if Karis is flanking.
Wait a minute. This could be really bad. They could long chase Knight here. They have a ward in the middle brush there, and Monkey's ult was just coming off of cooldown. I maybe would have wanted to see Karis just start using the ultimate. Yeah. It's a very low cooldown with the Spirit Rush. Maybe they just try to pick off Viper.
He has exhaust and flash, though, if he needs it. The Fear's going to land, and Karis jumps forward with the charm. Viper, though, throwing down the autos is going to make it at least a 1-for-1. I believe that was a shutdown that Karis gained, so some gold back to Team WE, but everything coming at a cost still.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm taking that shutdown every single time, and let's just get ourselves some kind of difference in the game. Monkey's life, sure, you died for it, but you need to create some kind of pressure on the map. Force out Viper summoner spells, and now I look at this top lane wave. Hopefully it's another wave. Karis, if you get solo, I guess not a solo kill. Enemy support is there, dude. On does not care. This is a regular season game, brother. We're having fun.
I just love how he's technically played 2 defensive-minded peeling champions and found ways to be aggressively offensive with them, using that wild growth for the knockup to get just an extra bit of CC. Dunked down on the Monki, by the way. He's trying to take his grubs, but here's Knight over the wall to make sure that Monkey's damage trade doesn't matter into Shun, because he just deletes the Nocturne, gets the Ashen Pursuit reset, and makes Cube flash over the wall. Purgatory going to land, though, for the slow as Knight continues his hunt, and he's going to put a couple nails into Cube and find out he doesn't have enough to burst down the tanky top laner just yet.
BLG are just running away with this game here. This is great for you, Slayer. You know, you're really not excited about the prospect of a 9-game day, and it's not happening. We haven't had one in Split 3, which is an anomaly. Usually by this point we've had at least 2 of them, and we're now 7 days worth of regular season away from potentially not having any 9-game days.
You were right that, I wasn't excited for the idea of a 9-game day. You could call this as much cope as you'd like, but once we got to my series, this one that I'm on, I'm always down for it to go 3 because I want the most entertaining games. And also the fact that I time up my caffeine intake for right before I go on air, so I'm not that tired. I just get mad when there's 6 games before my series. That's what I'm not happy about. Once we're into my series and I get to chop it up with my good friend Dimitri here, I'm happy as a clam for as many games as possible. Unfortunately, we're not going to likely get that in this series the way this game 2 is going.
Yeah, you can maybe make the argument that, hey, 4,000 gold, 5,000 gold is big, but we've seen BLG throw. I don't know if I can really make that excuse, though, because Viper is really fed. And he has this Lulu that is completely going to trounce anything that... Brother!
Did we really dash forward out of Yunara? All right, well, there's another kill. And that's how fed Viper is. There was a visual representation right there for y'all.
Yeah. I also looked at the player cam, and On is just grinning ear to ear. He knows this game is cooked, and he's having fun. What is Knight doing back here?
Double
they don't know.
Knight.
They don't know. They don't know. He's just gonna go for it.
Welcome to Purgatory, Team WE. Burst onto Erha. He's going to flash. Monki uses the blast coming to get away from Knight, who's waiting for that Asher pursuit to come right back off cooldown. Turns the lights off, but there's no lights needed in Purgatory. There's 2 more, courtesy of Shun and Knight. Viper as well. Transcendence pop going to try and bounce with Karis. That's a great knockup on the Wild Growth from On to stunt Karis. Viper going to flash.
Oh!
Get over the wall. It's pandemonium as Karis does actually find that shutdown onto On. Spirit Rush charge doesn't save him though from Shun. To make sure to avenge his dead support.
Do you know how much fun Viper and On are having if this bot lane duo are 2v2ing enemy AD and enemy mid? Like, that is the dream of almost every single AD carry player. You and your Enchanter support sitting side by side and winning a 2-on-2 with 0 fear, by the way. He has very little mana. He has his Transcendent. He transcends, and he could just use his dash. He has no mana in this fight. Doesn't matter. Auto attack. Uses the Arc of Ruin. And then his jungler just comes in, helps secure the kill with a smite. There's almost nothing BLG can do wrong here in this game. They won the bot lane 2-on-2. They won this mid jungle. And Flandra, for all intents and purposes, just gets to glide and chill for what is going to look to be a 2-0 win versus WE.
Yeah, no one's going to remember this guy's down 500 gold in his lane matchup when his team's up 6.
Who cares? I pressed tab and my team is smurfing right now.
Yep, that definitely gets a smile on your face if you're Flandra as well. Got the next Drake of the game spawning. It's a mere formality for Bilibili Gaming. Grab that Mountain Drake, and let's see if they get blessed with a high roll soul. They don't. I would have said a high roll would have been Hextech or Infernal, but hey. I don't think soul's going to matter in this game anyways, so who cares?
No. Let's quantify the lead, right? Because you see 6,000 gold, you see 2 dragons. That can be really easy. About hasn't finished his quest. 17 minutes into this game.
He is missing out on
he is missing so much gold in this game just by not having that quest alone. Viper getting these kills while having his quest completed, that's more gold with those takedowns. And then we look at the levels. Shun is a level and a half over Monki. There's the bot lane quest completed for About. But Viper's 2 levels up. Like, that is usually around 750 gold on average. Just the stats alone from the level up. So this 5,000 gold lead you see, he's going to feel more like 7.
And it could get to 7,000 in expedited fashion.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Rift Herald going down. Dive on the Knight, though. Hello. Monki finds a fat payday. Knight going to drop there. Once again, building a Medjai's, and he's going to lose out on those stacks, so that's kind of twofold.
Ooh, they're afraid. They saw that enemy bot lane started moving into Fog of War. If they got to hit this turret, that would have been a very big trade there. Getting that kill on Knight, getting 2 plates on top of the objective bounty, that could have been all of the worries that WE had gone in an instant. He was in the middle of recalling, and they just decide, hey, I'm just going to get Vision. Last minute cancel. Great job coming in from WE.
Good look there from Cube to set that one up. So, going to have to pay the price for building that Medjai's. Knight going to have to reacquire some of those stacks. Well, you know, we have a bit of a lull time where there's not too much going on. We're still a minute and a half away from Baron. Next break is about 3 minutes out. This is a really minute thing, but we've got 280 carries on the cast, so I'm going to go for it. Viper opting for the Runins instead of the Fiend Hunter bolts. I think both are fine, but I just find that interesting knowing how much Yunara benefits from those 3 crazy autos that you get from the Fiend Hunter bolts, because she's always going to pop ult. Like that! Onto a bout. That's a flash. Arc of Ruin nearly finds the kill, by the way. Viper's
Monki said he has no flash.
Yeah, Monki without a flash. There's another offensive wild growth knock up there from On. Really didn't need it, but it's style points, and like we mentioned, On is having fun.
Yeah. The real answer is something that we hinted towards, and I'm going to continue to bring up, is all of our teams are essentially prepping for 26-16, which is, again, the kind of change to gold and experience for roaming supports, just to try to keep supports in lane for longer. On
out.
It's completely fine.
Not a lot of bolts available. Okay, flash away from Karis and a good polymorph switch over the wall. They're fine. Keep going.
I think we're fine. Yeah. I think Viper is playing with the knowledge of 26-16, where Runons gets buffed and just does more damage.
And again, not like a bad pickup. I just always found it interesting because of how synergistic Fiend Hunter bolts was to Transcendence Yunara. It almost felt like, and it's partly because the item and the champion, you know, they weren't too far away from coming out at the same time. They just felt so synergistic. So I was curious.
I mean, it's ability, it's ultimate ability haste, it's crit, it's purely attack speed, which Yunara loves because she has an on-hit multiplier or modifier. So it really is an item that kind of feels purpose-built for her and a few of our other marksmen. But yeah, Runons gets buffed next patch. I'm just going to chalk this up to it would be really funny if we had access to be able to interview him and be like, hey, so you built Runons before it's getting buffed next patch. Is that like intentional? I would highly guess that he would just be like, yeah, it's 26-16. Like, I'm just playing it like it's the next patch, guys.
Yep. Well, fun little deep dive there into the potential minds of our amazing pro players, potential all-pro players as well when we're talking about Viper, and really a lot of this BLG team besides Flandra. Sorry, buddy. You don't got enough games under your belt.
You know,
Baron,
I did this in the last game. We might not have time because there's a dragon spawning, but I kind of want to run the graphic because we have it. We didn't get to do it during the pre-show. So guys, all pros available. If you want to vote, you can vote for one of these mid laners.
You could potentially vote for both of them, or for this AD carry. Viper going forward with the Transcendence, and there's a lot of damage onto Erha. He gets blown up for one. Gonna trap about the Cataclysm, and Flandra gonna bring the hammer down onto about. Karis is out of Spirit Rush charges. And he's lucky to get away from Viper with that wild growth up. They've now set their sights on Cube, who tried to TP into the backside of this fight. He's unfortunately going to lose his wife for a second time here, or maybe he'll drop first. Nope, they're going to go after the Maiden instead, and now set their sights on the Baron at 21.5 minutes.
And this thing is gone. WE, as a pittance, get access to their first dragon of this game. Yes, if Monki can't get this dragon, there's really no reason for us to continue casting this game. Flandra steal it.
Oh my God, please
steal
it. Please steal it. Oh.
Okay. Dragon goes over. Knight is... Knight's having fun too, bro. Knight's having fun. Allowed.
Yep, it's allowed. He's dead, but it's allowed. All right, well, there's another silly silly Knight death.
It's silly gaming.
Silly gaming. You know what's silly about that from Knight? If we're gonna play like this, man, can we just sell the Medjais? I'm gonna be real. At this
no.
At this
no.
point, okay,
we're not selling it. Think about it. If he gets a Penta in the next fight, it's basically fully done.
But I said that Viper's getting the Penta kill this game.
Maybe not if Knight has anything to say about it.
True,
All right. When we look back at this fight, they don't have any damage. Yunara is level 13. Lucian is 10. I hate to do quick math on the show. I just did it with the Medjais, I realize, but like, you're never killing this guy. He's 3 items. He has Infinity as a Runons, Kraken Slayer. I don't even think he's going for Fiend Hunter bolts. That's a long sword.
Like LDR. Yeah, I think it's LDR. Just gonna try and get the full crit with the LDR. Or we could go shield bow if we're feeling really weird, but that item sucks, so don't do that. Gonna see the Baron push move over towards the top side here for BLG as they are going through the motions and maybe looking to have some fun here. All Team W's here. A lot of people in a pretty confined space, but they're a little too skittish to step up and try to clear the wave. Karis will finally do the due diligence. Charm the Baroned up cannon minion under the turret. Bowling comes out, and Shun does go for the flag and drag, but just to balk Team WE away from that tier 2 turret, which does drop. There's the Spirit Rush down, as well as the lights going out. Viper forced to transcend the dash away from a Charm. It's just going to be a bunch of ultimates used as a scare tactic, and BLG will make their exit.
This is why I had problems with this WE draft. Aside from the fact that they just ended up getting bodied in the laning phase, is how are we starting fights? How are we creating a situation where we can actually create a pick? And the few times it's happened has been Monki ulting someone on a side lane, or someone who is a little too far up, and then having to all in them. And fair. That's within their right to do as a Nocturne champion. Like, that's kind of just what you have to do. But we have no ways of actually creating picks that do not involve Karis getting a charm off against a very, very mobile team. And I think the only boon that is in favor of WE is the fact that On has felt as gracious as possible to not go for a Mikhails this game. Because the Mikhails basically ends this game outright, in my opinion. Like, you get a Mikhails as Lulu, and there's nothing to play for at that point as WE. As long as Lulu is anywhere near the carries or whoever gets hit with the charm, the Ahri champion is just useless.
Yeah. I just love, I enjoyed the, your descriptor words. Being gracious enough to not end the game with the Mikhails here. They're looking to end it with a good old-fashioned scrap. 5-on-5. Almost like they're goading Team WE into fighting them for some of these jungle camps, and Monki may have taken the bait. There's a transcend for Viper, gets trapped in the Dark Procession, does have to dash, but Monki goes in, gets knocked out by the Wild Growth and exhausted, and he is done for. Flandra will be able to take care of Karis as the Purgatory comes out there from Night. Cube is mincemeat as well for the BLG Buzzsaw. 3-0, another dominating fight for BLG, and they'll look to just push up the mid lane to take some structures.
And this is tough because WE, they really were trying to bounce back after their win from Top Esports just last night. They had some really good early games, but another loss here means that they're just one step further from getting to top 6 and locking a playoff spot. It kind of lets a team like JDG overlap them. It potentially allows a team like LGD to get into top 4 potential there. And I know we've talked a lot about different playoff scenarios and the boon that you get from getting top 2 and being able to skip the first round, but having your first round opponent, if you were the 3rd and 4th seed, be the 5th and 6th seed, that's right of first selection right there. And I mean, it's a minor advantage, but if you're going to struggle in the back half of the split, you're going to need every single advantage you can get at this point. So it's time. We got Baron in a minute. We got Dragon in 20. It's not a soul, but there's some pretty juicy shutdowns. I am actually more surprised that Shun has the largest shutdown on his team.
I see 0 deaths, and the Riot code calculates biggest threat to Team WE.
Yeah, actually, I don't even understand that, actually. Like, he's literally 4,000 gold up. How is Viper only 300 gold?
Jungle diff. That's what we say.
Yeah, true.
Here. Jungle diff. Viper is 4 items as well, by the way. So 100% crit onto this very fed AD carry. They're going to dive after Knight. He does have to Ash Pursuit, Flash, but he gets away from the charm, drops the Purgatory, and oh god. You're very fortunate, Monki. The Ritual Nails come out. Karis does flash and find that kill. Run me my Karis All-Pro graphic right now.
Yes, let's do it. Again. He did it with the 1 versus 2. They're going to end the game, though.
He killed Knight. That's all that matters. He killed Knight.
Shiv him.
Shiv him. Let me place Karis before the game ends. Oh god, I don't think we're going to get the opportunity. They're pushing up Nexus turrets. All right, Karis got back. All right. The game is still going.
Slayer, now I have to needle you. Let's count Viper's inventory. So, Infinity Edge, LDR, Kraken Slayer, Brunons.
He's not full crit. My bad. Whoopsies. I forgot about Kraken's
All right. That's okay.
Yep.
That's okay.
Good call out, though. Good call out.
I have to find something because everything else about this game is just too easy. We have to start looking for the externals.
Yeah. I was thinking to Hex Optics Rush Caitlyn Pill on that one. Yeah. Getting over 4 items. He doesn't need 100% crit to decimate this game, but isn't a good call out nonetheless. Baron is just going to be started here by BLG, and they're going to say, Team WE, I dare you to leave your base, man. I dare you to try and stop this. But if they don't, BLG might just walk mid and bottom lane super minions into their base as well. But BLG's still going to be respectful, go through all the motions, make sure the mid wave is pushed before they start on it. But with a fed Yunara, a Jace, a Jarvan, this Baron burns very fast.
Yeah. Let's see it. WE, give me the miracle. Steal the Baron, super mega pentakill for like Karis or something. Oh, that's not happening.
Oh my, dunk down. Thank you, Shun. Immediate double kill. No Baron needed. Just decimation of Team WE. An ace in a matter of seconds. And BLG right on the coattails of AL. They'll move to 9-2 in series score and make the 3-headed race for the top 2 seeds even more interesting heading into our final days of week 4.
Yeah, and with BLG having the head-to-head record, BLG will, for the time being, hold on to that first place position. 9-2, 19-8. You can't do it much better than that. That was a dominant 2-0 and one that I think we much needed after some really shaky series from this team just this week. Yeah,
it is a very positive sign for sure. This BLG will take their final bow at that 9-2 mark. Team WE, you know, I'm going back to something you said at the start of the series. They're all wishy-washy. That's the Team WE ride, man. They kind of low-key body the hell out of TES one day, and then the next day look like they just got run over by a freight train. That's Team WE for you guys.
They didn't even make it look close, honestly. We're keeping a stack here. The bot lane got completely blown out in Game 2. Game 1 was kind of close, but like the solo lanes didn't come up, right? Like Cube did nothing in both games. Karis tried, but like he was a game and a half too late, I think. Like the Ahri, by the time the Ahri started doing things, I'm looking at my Yunara, he's up 5k gold. All right, well, GG, I guess.
Yeah, I know we kind of talked a lot about it during the game though, but it is kind of fun to see that BLG are trying to continue to be like the pioneers of the meta. You mentioned the fact that they were in those scrim blocks when mages were so prominent, like being the major factors of Xerath bot, Victor bot, Cassio bot. Now, we just saw a series from them where they're playing, the bottom lane you mentioned is playing Kalista Renata game 1, Yunara Lulu game 2. That was the setup that we'd see from a BLG bottom lane in March, February. And they're trying to bring it back knowing that looming patch coming for playoffs.
And this was the worry I think some fans had at the beginning of the year, which was who is going to carry on this BLG team? Because you originally have Bin in top lane, you have Knight in mid lane, and you have Viper on. You have 3 different carries you can play through, and we are seeing evolutions of that, where Bin and Knight took over for what felt like the first split, and it really became about jungle mid in split 2, and now with more of a focus on bottom lane, different ways of kind of doing that, whether that was the mages or now what's looking to be like more marksmen and 2v2s. Now I think that BLG are starting to put times and reps into making sure that Viper is that carry, and if that's the case, this team is always going to be a threat, but it's just about the consistency. Can we get clean enough games from them where they can get that? I think Game 2 was definitely indicative of that, where Shun is just there at level 3. That is a 2024 BLG game of all time. Elkanon playing Kalista Renata. We're diving with Nidalee, Jarvan, and it was Nidalee, Jarvan, and Kindred in the finals. He's just like, they're level 2 ganking. Jackie Love and Mako underneath the turret for summer finals or spring finals, and it just does not look fair.
Did not look fair today either. But BLG, like we mentioned, they moved to 9-2. So let's take a look really quickly at the updated standings for a second so you guys can visualize some of what myself and Alt Battery were talking about towards the end of that game. We are, I believe, okay, so I guess you're saying BLG and AL should be swapped,
our
right?
standings, yeah, our standings don't take into consideration head-to-head.
Yeah.
But yes, BLG should be first. This is just a coding error on our side, but yeah, BLG are going to be first. They have the head-to-head record. They beat them 2-1 in week 2, if I'm correct. Week 1, sorry. Last match of week 1, they got their win.
Right.
So until they face off, which again is the very last series of the regular season, they will hold it up until maybe we see another contender. BLG and AL don't play again until Thursday of next week. So
yeah. What is fun, though, about those 3 teams you see in blue, they're locked into playoffs. Obviously, no play-ins for Top Esports as well.
yeah.
The remaining opponents, Top Esports, hey, guys, 2 of them are the people above you. They have to play AL early next week. I believe that is a Wednesday night match, AL
Correct.
Top Esports, and then they'll have to play BLG after that. And so TES, they still have a chance if they could go on a crazy run to steal one of those buys, but they're the ones that have the most work to do. BLG and AL, if they can take care of business against Top Esports, they will grab that coveted buy in the first round of playoffs. If we have the playoff bracket, we can go straight to there.
Sure.
Production. Take a look at that real quick. So yeah, those 2 very coveted buys. You've avoided an extra best of 5. Very, very valuable for AL and BLG to secure that if they can.
Would be really tough. Again, getting that first round bye is so important. And, you get to watch your opponents. I mean, 3 through 6 having to play against each other. If the upper seeds all move through, we'll have 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. Getting first seed means you're playing against either WE or JDG again if you are BLG and you lock the standings like right now. So that would be really, really fun to watch. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing some play-ins teams maybe make a dent there. I know that a lot of fans are excited, but having to start in the lower bracket is really risky, especially if we're seeing a top-level team, potentially even a C2 or C3 through 4 drop down there. That's where it gets very, very tricky, I think, for our teams. But wow, this is a very easy Viper MVP. Pog, though, I'm wondering what they're going to go for. Yeah, sorry, yeah, player of the match.
I think they're just going to go Viper. No? Viper, sorry, not Viper. Knight. I think they're just going to go Knight. Or
sure.
do you not feel like it's that simple?
So what was...
actually,
Game 1 was what?
This brings up... Game 1 was Knight on the Rise.
No, it was... No. But what was... It was Rise, Callista. No, not the pop. No, I know our producer. Yeah. I'm thinking about what was Viper playing in the first game. Callista. Okay, he was pretty good on Callista. It might be a Viper Pog. Might be a Viper Palm.
Might be. This brings up an interesting thing that Jay Betta was talking about on our last series with BLG. I'm curious what your take is. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way for us to confirm it, but is it at all possible for somebody to earn player of the match if they don't earn a player of the game in the match?
Yeah, we just saw it last series. Tarzan got it, and he didn't get a single Pog the entire time.
I'm silly. All right, well, great question, man. Woohoo! Yeah, all right, so is it worth saying that they might give it... No. I like my pillow and my nice... No frowny face, Shivam.
Shivam has been like every single show. You guys don't know this, but in our text comms and in our general chat for our server, Shivam, whenever he's producing, is always like, 9-game day today. And I'm like, stop talking. Like, why would you do that? And then Shivam was also complaining like, ooh, I want to go to bed soon. It's like, well, then why are you advocating for a 9-game day? Anyway, let's get back to the real discussion here, which is, does Knight really deserve... I don't think so. I think his purgatory use on Locke was really poor. And we're going to nitpick him a lot. Game 1 was excellent from him. And he doesn't get it because I think Flandre had a really clean Rumble game. But his ultimate Like, he didn't pick it up on that bot lane fight, which is fine. You can prioritize the recall and, you know, the tempo on the map. I'm okay with that as an excuse. But all the other ones were either not in the right place, not at the right time, and also his team was winning so hard that it kind of didn't matter. So,
yeah. Also some silly deaths too. Like that recall death was like a little silly. You know, he gets
the
picked
flash,
off later.
you know, on blue side when he's like trying to chase down Karis in his jungle. That was awesome. Yeah. I'm not gonna hold him for that one. That was just fun. This engagement,
you know what?
Shun is crazy. Shun might actually get Pog for this game. Now that I think about it, he was crazy OP this game on Jarvan.
Can we please stop stealing Viper player of the games from him? Please.
He doesn't get this Pog if Jarvan is not in his lane at level 2. Like,
yeah, you're right, but damage number, KDA, gold difference go burr, bruh. Listen, there's I don't know. I just think I've seen more than. God.
Yeah! Let's go!
God damn it, man. You're betraying your own kind right now, man.
I don't care, man. Ethical Pog votes. Ethical Pog votes. That's what I'm here for. Good
ethical
job,
Pog
Shun.
votes. Please show me that the AI voted for Shun, and then all batteries at a crossroads with ethical.
Look, just because my sworn enemy votes right doesn't mean. There you go.
Yo, shout out Summoners, man. You know what? This was definitely not a unanimous MVP, though. That would have been ludicrous.
7 out of 8 is good enough.
I would have drawn the line at 8.
For the Summoners vote.
No vote for Viper. No votes for Viper. I would have been upset. All I'm saying, man, is this guy has played so well this split. He like 2 player of the games is not enough. That's gonna be my take. I think he does. I think he does have player of the match. I think he might have gotten player of the game in the same series, and then got player of the match.
Yeah, so Viper has 2 player of the matches. Shun with the player of the series. Let's go! All right, so Shun now he overtakes Knight for player of the match or player of the games at 7, now tying with Shanks in 2nd place, and he now matches Knight for player of the series at 3. So I think now there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a 7-way tie for 2nd place. In Pog, Palm votes.
All these Pog votes just to make him feel better about being Tarzan's son. I'm just mad that it wasn't Viper.
That's crazy to say. That's crazy. I don't think Tarzan has beaten Shun in a best of 5.
I'm rage baiting. I'm just rage baiting. There's no world. That's reality.
Well, he has actually. He beat him once last year, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, hold on. They have the split 2 title. Well, he beat JDG for that one.
He beat him in upper finals, and he beat him in actual grand finals. But
yeah,
semantics.
That's a long time ago. And as much as I'm joking, you're right. Shun was instrumental in getting Viper up and running, and he played a very clean Jarvan game. The Fury was pretty spotless as well. Well deserved to Shun, and I do think, you know, to end it off on a high note for Shun, he has been the savior of BLG when you think about what the hell was happening last year. Mm-hmm. We don't talk enough about. I know a lot of the big the fan pages, a lot of people, great people on Twitter that tweet off a lot of Shun stuff. The Shun fans really protest how valuable his vibe, his demeanor was into BLG. We talk about it a lot, but it's good to state here just how much of an impact he has in the team environment as well. We're also getting word that for player of the match, Shun was unanimously the player of the match, so even cooler.
Feels good, man. I mean, that's an 8 out of 8. That's a unanimous vote, and I don't know. I'm
8 out
really
of 8, Shun 8, and left no crumbs.
Let's close out the show, guys.
Elite coffee
Thank you.
supporters. Yeah, well, let's close out the show before Slayer gets too delirious to even be on air. The last shout out, of course, is always. I'm not even looking at what Hulk's doing. I would like to say very quickly, thank you very much to our Elite Coffee supporters: Aaron Soup, Mong, Gelati, and Andrea Duran. Their pledged financial contributions help level up the broadcast and give back to the cast and crew who strive to give you an English LPL product every darn day, except for the days where the LPL doesn't schedule the LPL. That's not our fault, though. If they did, we would be here every day, and it's thanks to all you supporters, but especially our Elite Coffee supporters. You see the graphic below us. Tomorrow, right back at it, folks. 3 series days are rolling through once again. It'll be a blast. All final words? You got anything for me?
Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see Wenbo versus Invictus Gaming, and that's going to basically be the series that decides who makes top 2 in that group Nirvana.
So funny. A year ago, it would have been like Weibo IG playing for deep playoff runs, and now they're playing for who tops group Nirvana. That's just the LPL, baby. Last thing I'll say, folks, is if you want to get in on the all-pro voting action, you got to join our Discord. Please, please join the LPL English Discord. There's so many fun things you can do there besides vote for the All-Pro. Heated discussions, throwing your hot takes out there. Love to see more of you in there. And, well, we love and hate to see your guys' votes. So All-Pro is available for all you to vote. Please help us round out our All-Pro teams. But most importantly, be back here at 12 a.m. Pacific time, midnight Pacific time, for 3 more great series of LPL. We'll see you guys there.